Hey guys, it's Captain Matt here with Captain's Quarters First Class, a podcast from the Lighting Trade School. I know many of you are very familiar with our Lighting Trade School podcast, which includes myself, Shane GlowDaddy Duffy, and our mentor, Nate, the Illuminator Mullen. So on this episode of Captain's Quarters, I just want to talk about the verbiage and the words we use. It came up today on the Illuminati Lounge Club. That's a weekly call that me, Shane, and Nate do. It's like $47 a month. It's pretty badass. But someone was talking about the words because Nate was talking, and the words he uses when he's talking about lighting up a client's property, the architecture of their home, all of them matter. And this guy got it. Like the difference in the words you use paint a different portrait. The words you're using are affecting how your clients hear it. And one of the easy things to reference is when you're talking about a pot for a flower or a planter, right? Planter sounds better than a pot. An urn sounds better than a planter. Those little details do matter. So when you're talking to a client, you're walking around their property and you say, imagine if you put some urns here with some flowers in it. It sounds so much better than, hey, we would put some pots and some flowers here. No difference than I call it an illumination portrait of your home and property rather than landscape lighting, right? Or maybe you just call it an illumination. It's art, right? So we're removing, hey, this is landscape lighting. Here's your landscape lighting, proposal. No, here's your illumination portrait proposal. It sounds totally different. It sounds more of the service that we're actually providing for these people. So one of the ways that I did this, especially when I first got started, is I bought Nate Mullen has a book on Amazon called The Lighting Bible. He's got other ones on there, but the Lighting Bible specifically, that and the Sales Bible is the first two books. That's how I met Nate that I bought off Amazon. But the Lighting Bible is what I have my employees read, excerpts of it and everything. And the main thing, and I read it and read it and read it. Main thing you pull from it when you're reading it and you're absorbing it and reading it more than once is even the way he writes, the words he uses, right? We don't do uplighting on a home. We accentuate the architecture of your home. It's different, sounds different. So reading that book and reading it often and really studying it and adding, I took notes and did a discovery stack where I kind of break out, what did I discover from this? How can I utilize it in my business? All of these things. So I really took that book down to the nitty gritty for me and myself and how I apply it. It's no different than when I was going to any lighting demo, any lighting, daytime walkthrough. I used to listen to Nate's YouTube videos when he was he has a few on YouTube of him doing like client walkarounds. He's not with the client. He's just walking you around the property, showing you what he did. I used to listen to those during the windshield time when I'm driving from the office to the client's house so that my mind and everything was totally shifted on lighting. And I'm hearing all these words, right? This different terminology for the way I normally spoke on how to speak about a property. So when I did arrive and I got out of the truck, I came with a different power, different intention, and different word usage and verbiage that the clients are more used to hearing. And then they're not, it elevates their property regardless. That's like, okay, I live in upstate New York, right? So a cabana isn't really so much of a thing because when people think of cabanas, they're thinking like, they're tropical elements, they're near the water, all of this stuff. But when I see someone's, I guess, I don't even know what they're technically called. It's just an outdoor structure, a pool, near the pool. I call them cabanas. And even here, I call them cabanas. And some people are like, wait, oh, that's badass. Yeah, that is my cabana. Right? Because that's what it is. Just because we're not, if you're taking that same structure and dropping it in California or dropping it down in Florida, it would then be called a cabana. So that's what I call it, right? It elevates it. It's what it deserves to be called, right? Instead of a pergola with a roof on top, it's a cabana. It's a pool cabana, right? These are these little things that you can pick out. And the way you do this and the way you get to it is by consistently and constantly spending time around guys who speak like this, around people in this mindset, by reading, by listening, right? So Obviously, you have podcast episodes you can listen to. You have Nate's old walkthrough videos on YouTube. You've got my videos on YouTube. You've got Nate's book you can read, right? When you're getting serious and you want to change the terminology, when you're taking it, when you're getting leads and you don't want to keep losing the leads or end up becoming just a price guy of like, all right, I just need to be the lowest guy, or I don't think they'll pay this. I don't think they'll pay that. When you start changing your terminology, and it can help start changing your mindset as well. Because a lot of the guys that I have a mentoring program, and a lot of the guys in here, when they're just starting out in lighting, and they're like, will people actually pay for this? And it's like, of course they will. It's not expensive. What are you talking about? Right? Like, even if it's $300, $400 a fixture, if that's what it ends up being, that's not expensive. You're changing that person's life. Your mindset, if you're scared and don't have the confidence to tell them this is what your property needs and this is how much it's going to cost, you're going to lose them because they'll know you don't have the confidence. They know there's something wrong. When you don't believe in your own pricing, that's on you. Of course, your client's not going to want to go through it or go for it or approve the project if you're scared to even say the price. You know, when the guys that I teach, train, educate, we use more fixtures than the normal 12 light installer. 12 to 20 lights. We use a lot more fixtures, so it ends up costing more. This isn't taking advantage of. This is giving that homeowner what they want. And I think it was yesterday I went through, and one of the guys I'm working with, he said his wife asked, and then he was wondering, like, do people really pay this? Like, why would someone pay for outdoor lighting? Why wouldn't they just do it themselves? It is new to it, right? Obviously, we all know there's always going to be DIYers, and they're not the clients for any contractor outdoor service or indoor service. I was able to use his address and go to his home, right? And he bought, like a $355,000 home. And so I said to him, why'd you buy a $355,000 home? Why didn't you buy a $250,000 or $150,000? Why don't you just have a tiny home? Right. And he said, well, I wanted some more space. I wanted to be in a nicer neighborhood. I wanted to look good. I'm like, oh, okay, interesting. And then on Zillow had pictures of inside his home. And there's a fireplace, indoor fireplace that is not providing heat. It's purely vanity's sake. And it's got stone veneer and all these stones around it, around the sheetrock. And I took a screenshot of that and said, who would pay for this? What value does this add? This costs a lot of extra money. One, they put a fireplace in that doesn't heat, so it's just for mood. Two, they didn't just put a fireplace, they put all this stonework all around it, which added a whole bunch to the final ticket. I promise, even though I don't know how much it cost. Who would pay for that? That's ludicrous. Then I saw a picture of his porch. His porch is huge. Why do you need a porch this big? I can't believe everyone, what's wrong with the grass? Why don't you just put your chairs on the grass? And all of this was to help him show him that he is no different. He is one of the people that is doing something that, why would they do it? And so if we ask someone, or if I told him, look back 10 years ago to your 10 years to yourself and tell yourself that you have a $355,000 house with a big ass porch and an indoor fireplace with badass stonework and everything around it, you would be like, yeah, right. I would just love to get a house. I would just love to be living somewhere I wasn't renting. Right. So there's always going to be somebody under you and somebody above you. When you have in your mindset that you wouldn't pay for something, your clients aren't going to pay for it from you either. So to be successful in outdoor lighting and not just, unless you're just going to do 12 light jobs and that's your business model, that's fine, whatever. If you want to be a guy who's an artist, doing illumination portraits, doing illuminations, doing all of these different things, you're going to have to break that mindset of spending with your wallet. Your clients aren't you. Your clients have moved past where you are in your life. You can get to where they're at, but right now you are not them, and you don't have their mindset. Right? They spent a lot of money working hard for their property. They want it to look nice. They spend a lot of money on the outside, on landscaping and hardscaping. Of course, there's value, and there's a ton of value in the lighting. Lighting, I could argue, changes everything the most. It makes all space usable. Because without lighting, there is no space. Without lighting, you're not going to go use your hardscape. You're not going to use your new patio. You're not going to go to the back corner of your property. When you sit outside on your deck, The back property is just pitch black. So of course, lighting adds value, and people see value in a hardworking guy who's a great designer who can do a badass installation. So you have to break your own mindset and look around at everything you have in your life right now, no matter where you are in your life. There was a time in your life that you would have killed to be at where you are right now. So take the time to look back and realize how far you've come. So when you're looking at selling the services of lighting design, whether it's landscape lighting or Christmas, just remember those people could look back 10 years in themselves and think the same thing, right? Well, I can't believe someone pays someone to hang up their Christmas lights. I can't believe someone pays somebody, $300, $400 a fixture when I can go buy it at Home Depot for, $50. It's not the same mindset. It's not the same person, but they were where you are once. So just remember that you have to break that mindset and realize and truly believe that you are providing extreme value. Because when I go out to a property, there's no doubt in my mind the value I'm providing is a lot more than what I'm charging. Without a shadow of a doubt, I know I'm going to change that person's life if they hire me to light their home. No doubt about it. Can you say the same thing when you show up at a client's house? Can you walk in with that confidence, knowing if they allow you, you're going to change their life with outdoor lighting? So I would push everyone to get there, get into that mindset. It's going to take time. You're going to get sucked back in. You are not your client, but you should strive to be. So take notes. Who do you have to become to be the man that you're trying to be, or to be the woman that you're trying to be? To be the man or the woman that can afford to spend $40,000 on landscape lighting for just the backyard. Who do you have to become? Is it the guy who thinks that $5,000 lighting job is crazy and no one would ever pay it? No, of course not. There's a guy that can spend $40,000 in their backyard and just the lighting to just get started for just phase one. That's who your client is. That's who really will understand the value that you provide. So anyways, get after your mind, get after your clients, start pouring into your confidence. Do a demo every time. Do it on your own damn house. Do a demo every night. Try different things. Get confident. Buy Nate's book. Read it. Reread it. Take notes. Do journal entries. Listen to our podcast. Listen to Nate's videos. Bottom line is you can do it. You're going to have to overcome. It's not easy to change your mindset, but it can be done. You have to kill the old self to become the new self. I encourage all of you. You can do it if you want to do it. Now let's get after it. You can check out CaptainMattOutdoors.com. You can apply for mentorship. Right now I'm filled up, but you can, join the waiting list. So when a spot opens up, we can have a chat. All right, guys. Hope you have a great week. This has been Captain's Quarters First Class, a podcast from the Lighting Trade School.